other cultural things to keep in mind. When you offer to help with something with your family or offer to do something, people might initially turn you down or say thanks but no or whatever. It's not a bad idea to ask again, to say, are you sure? I'd really like to help, or I'd be really happy to do that for you, because it's maybe cultural that they would not accept the first offer, but to offer again is a good idea, and they still might say no, thank you, but it would be seen as, I think, polite to do that. Keep in mind that not all families here in the city have a car. The public transportation is great, and so people really rely heavily on the buses and trams and other mode of transportation. So it's a great experience. I hope you get to experience it even if your family does have a car. But don't be surprised if your family doesn't have a car and you're just riding the buses. Most families, especially here in the city, live in more of a block of flats, or what we would maybe call apartments in North America. And they're definitely much smaller. People, I think, prefer to live in a smaller space here compared to us in North America, who tend to have really big spaces. And so you may even end up sharing a room with a family member. But get yourself ready to be in a much smaller space, in a living space, and that means you're just much closer to the people you're living with, and you'll get a lot more chances to really get to know each other. Families want to make sure that you're comfortable when you're here, so if you need something, it's okay to ask. They may not be able to provide it for you right away or whatever, but if you need something, definitely ask, because your families want you to be comfortable in their home. Some things about food. Maybe, the food transition for me was just not a very big deal, because in Minnesota it's a very meat and potatoes society, as it is, I think, in most places in North America. And so it shouldn't be a big switch for you. You're not going to encounter any real strange foods here, I don't think. And Slovaks don't like really spicy food. Most of it is fairly bland, and but very good. And you should really enjoy the food here. And I encourage you to try something new, though, because they do have some things that are different. You'll hear about halushki and maybe kapusnica, the soup that they have, but I encourage you to try it, even if it may not sound good to you or look good to you. That also, anything you try to learn or to do in their culture will be honoring to them, and it will draw you nearer to them. They will just be endeared to you more if you just try to learn some of their language, some of the words, try to eat some of their food, and just try to get into the culture and soak it in as much as you can. Also with food, it wouldn't be uncommon to have maybe less conversation during mealtime. Don't feel like you have to create conversation, or don't be nervous that maybe something's wrong because things are really quiet at the dinner table. It would be common just for things to be more quiet. People are just enjoying their food, so enjoy the silence. Don't be worried about it. Let's see. I guess maybe the last thing would just be you'll be introduced to one of their cultural things, which is called Name Day. And if you look on a Slovak calendar, you see that every day of the week has another name assigned to it. And I don't know much of the history of this. I should know more, but name days are almost as important as birthdays. And so they celebrate both of them, and they're not always on the same day, right? They're not, yeah. And so you might hear about somebody celebrating a name day, and if it's somebody from your family especially, make a big deal out of it and tell them happy name day or something, and maybe give them some little fun gift or something. So enjoy your time in Slovakia, have a great time, live it to the fullest, and you'll have great stories to bring back home. Ciao for now.